The Kalachuri Empire was the name used by two kingdoms who had a succession of dynasties from the 10th–12th centuries, one ruling over areas in central India and were called Chedi or Haihaya, and the other the southern Kalachuri, who ruled over parts of Karnataka. They are supposed to be offshoot of Abhira of Traikutakas dynasty. The earliest known Kalachuri family ruled over northern Maharashtra, Malwa, and western Deccan. Their capital Mahismati was situated in the Narmada River valley. There were three prominent members, Krishnaraja, Shankaraja and Bodhraja, who distributed coins and epigraphs around the area. By religious affiliation they were usually followers of Hinduism, specifically of the Pasupata sect. At the peak, the southern Kalashuris ruled parts of the Deccan, extending over regions of present-day North Karnataka and parts of Maharashtra. This dynasty rose to power in the Deccan between 1156 and 1181 CE. They traced their origins to Krishna, who was the conqueror of Kailash and Dahala in Madhya Pradesh. It is said that Bijala, a viceroy of the dynasty, established the authority over Karnataka after wresting power from the Chalukya king Talessman III. Bijala was succeeded by his sons Samshwara and Sangama, but after 1181 CE, the Chalukyas gradually retrieved the territory. The rule was short and turbulent, and yet very important from a socio-religious point of view. A new sect known as the Lingayat Virashaiva sect was founded during these times. A unique and purely native form of Kannada literature poetry called the Vachanas was also born during this time. The writers of Vachanas were called Vachanakaras. Many other important works like Virupaksha Panditas, Channabasiva Dharani Panditas, Bijalarayachrit and Chandrasagara Vanis Bijalarayu Purana were also written. The northern Kalashuris ruled in central India with the base at the ancient city of Tripuri near Jabalpur. It originated in the 8th century, expanded significantly in the 11th century, and declined in the 12th–13th centuries. Origin. Natives of central India. Historians such as Dr. P. B. Desai are emphatic about the central Indian origin of the Kalashuris. Before the arrival of Badami Chalukya power, they had carved out an extensive empire covering areas of Gujarat, Malwa, Kingan and parts of Maharashtra. However, after the crippling defeat at the hands of Chalukya Magalensa, they remained in obscurity for a prolonged period of time. A 1174 CE record says the dynasty was founded by one Soma, who grew beard and moustache to save himself from the wrath of Parashurama, and thereafter the family came to be known as Kalashuris, Kali meaning a long moustache and Churi meaning a sharp knife. Historians have also pointed out that several Kalachuri kings were related to Chalukyas and Rashtrakutas by matrimonial alliances and ruled from places like Tripuri, Gorakhpur, Ratnapur, Rajpur. They migrated to the south and made Magalivadra Mangalavadhe the capital. They called themselves Kalanjara Puravaradesvara, which indicates the central Indian origin. Their emblem was Suvarna Vrishabhara, the golden bull. They must have started as modest feudatories of the Chalukyas of Kalyani. According to legends, Kali meaning long moustache and Churi meaning sharp knife is the source of their dynastic name. They were also referred to as Katachuris, Kalanjara Puravaradesvara and Haihaya. Mount Kalanjara is in north-central India, east of the Indus Valley floodplain. Early Kalashuris. The earliest historical information we have on the Kalashuris refers to a dynasty that ruled in the 6th and 7th centuries, a large area that included Malwa, northern Maharashtra, southern Gujarat and southern Rajasthan, with the capital perhaps at Mahismati. These early Kalashuris were the builders of the famous cave temples on Elephanta Island in Mumbai harbour and also of several caves at the well-known site of Ellora, including the famous Rameshwara cave. Both Elephanta and Ellora are World Heritage Sites. Three kings of this dynasty are known: Krishnaraja, his son Sankaragana and his grandson Bodharaja. Krishnaraja is known from his coins and from being mentioned in the copper plate grants of his son and grandson. Sankaragana and Bodharaja are known from the copper plate grants. Later Kalachuri dynasties in the north and south were presumably descendants of this early Kalachuri dynasty. Northern Dynasty. First Dynasty. The Kalashuris, or Haihayas, ruled Gorakhpur and Bundelkhand after emerging from Gujarat, Maharashtra and Malwa of central India. The Kalashuris of Chedi, Lahala Mandala, established their kingdom in Madhya Pradesh, with the capital at Tripuri near Jabalpur. Kokhalai was the founder of the dynasty in 845 CE. The Chedis had to face the Turushkas, Pratiharas, Chalukyas and Rashtrakutas. They also had to defend their territory against the Palas, and a confederacy of Kolas, Pallavas, Gungas, Muralas, and Pandyas. One of the most important rulers of the Kalachuri dynasty was Gangadeva, who made the Chedis the greatest political power in India. Quote, he was succeeded by his son Lakshmi Karna, or Karna, one of the greatest generals of his time. Quote, however, Jash Karna's reign was overwhelmed by a series of invasions. Vijay Simha was the last king of the dynasty, when Chandela Trailokya Varman conquered the kingdom. Second Dynasty. After the decline of the Gurjara Pratiharas, Laksm Karna of Kalachuri dynasty of Tripuri, who came to power, brought under his control almost the entire region covered by the present district of Gorakhpur, but his son and successor Yash Karna was unable to check the process of disintegration. The Kala inscription indicates that Sodadeva, a feudatory of another branch of Kalachuri dynasty, had proclaimed his independence in a portion of Gorakhpur district. During the same period the Kalachuri rule was supplanted by that of the Gavhadvalas of Kanayu over this region. According to epigraphic evidence, the kingdom of Govind Chandra of the Gavhadvala dynasty extended to Bihar, including the area now comprising Gorakhpur. Two inscriptions ascribed to Govind Chandra have also been found, one each at Magdia and Duriapar in Bansgaon Tehsil, mentioning the genealogy of the Gavhadvalas and the charity given by him for the prosperity of his family. A number of mounds of bricks, ruins and masonry wells found at these places go to establish their antiquity. The defeat of Jayachandra, grandson of Govind Chandra, at the hands of Shivabuddin Guri in 1194, paralyzed the Gavhadvala power and brought to an end their dominance over the district. As a result, a number of small principalities held by Sanit, Donwar, Kaushik Rajputs and Bars came into existence in different parts of the district. Southern Dynasty. Legends. This dynasty, which overthrew the Kalyani Chalukyas in the early part of the 12th century, had a relatively short but stormy rule. According to a record pertaining to the year 1174, the founder of the family was Soma, who was a disciple of Ashwadharma. According to legends, he grew a beard and a moustache to conceal his visage, in a bid to escape the wrath of the fiery Parashurama. Thereafter, his family and kinsmen came to be known as Kalashuris. However, the later records of the dynasty claim that they descended from Brahma, the creator of the universe. As feudatories of Chalukyas, the early Kalashuris of the south were Jains and encouraged Jainism in their kingdom. The first notable chief of the Kalachuri family of Karnataka was Ukita, while there were several kings who followed him ruling as feudatories of the Kalyani Katyayani Chalukyas. It was Jogama who became an influential vassal of Vikramaditya VI, being related to the great Chalukya king by matrimony. Decline of Kalachuris. Even though the earliest of the Kalachuri dynasties declined with the rise of the Badami Chalukyas during the 7th century, the Kalachuris lingered around until a much later date. The southern Kalachuri kingdom went into decline after the assassination of Bijala. The rulers who followed were weak and incompetent with the exception of Sovideva, who managed to maintain control over the kingdom. Western Chalukyas ended the Kalachuri dynasty. Many Kalachuri families migrated to Kannada districts of Karnataka. The Kalachuris are the principal characters in the Andhra epic The Battle of Palnadu. The Kalachuri clan Ukita, Esaga, Kannam, Karayazaga, Bijala I, Kannama, Jogama, Pamadi, Bijala II, proclaimed independence in 1162. Sovideva, Malugi, and Giti, overthrown by brother Sankama. Ahavamela, Singana, Kannada Inscriptions and Coinage. Hampi was ruled not only by Vijayanagara Empire, but earlier ruled by Kadambas, Badami Chalukyas, Hoysalas, Kalachuris and Yadavas. As per the 1163 CE inscription, which records a religious offering in the presence of Hampi Lord Virupaksha by Bijala the Kalachuri king, the southern Kalachuri kings minted coins with Kannada inscriptions on them. Gaffas are a Dula type. They were mostly gold or copper. Some of the common ones were the seated goddess type along with the name of Theisya, which is generally prefixed with Srimat and suffixed with Deva.